Now we're at the Church of Yorshka bonfire in Irithyll, heading for Pontiff. And I'm pretty much just gonna summon everyone for help. This is also the last chance you have to summon Blackhand Goddard to get his gesture. If you want a third person, you gotta use a dried finger. I pretty much just don't want to stay the focus of his attacks. I want to hit him while he's focused on other people. His phantom that he brings into the fight will the phantom doesn't move a moment prior to the real Hornet doing the same. So you can kind of watch what's going to happen by keeping an eye on his phantom. If you used a dried finger, make sure to teleport back to the bonfire or to the shrine before continuing on. That way you don't have the unlimited invasions active before you go into the next area, which is obviously like the hot spot for invasions. First thing I'm going to do is take out the crystal lizards. Head off to the right hand side first. You'll get the drop on them better if you go down the stairs rather than jumping into the area. And I'm just going to make a dash to the upstairs part and then go into the upper area of the boss room, after picking up the dark stone plate ring. It's a fairly slim chance you'll get invaded here, but there's definitely still that small chance that you could. Try and take these guys out one at a time if you can get them separated. And this guy's obviously really easy to parry if you need any practice at all. I'm going to open up the wall, but come back and do it later. And slumbering dragon crest ring. Easterner's ashes. Pick up the washing pole. You only get one per playthrough, so always buy it. And with the ring on, you can either just go right by him and leave him be, or you can backstab him and kick him off the ledge. Either way works. And as long as you land behind this knight, he still won't know that you're here. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of these 2 silver knights, that way I can drop down and get the large bow that's down below. Right down here. Got the Dragonslayer, great bow with a few arrows. But now you have to go all the way back around. And this is the spot if you want to farm the Silver Knights. They drop their armor, regular Titanite, large Titanite, and the Proof of Concord cap, which can lead to you get the rings that will increase your magic slot or attunement slots by 2. But for 30, you can get yourself Dark Moon Blade, which will need a few extra points of faith to be used on this build. It takes 30. So if you go up 5 more points and put 5 more points in faith, you'll have a level 40 build that can use Dark Moon Blade. With it only being right at 30 faith, it's not going to be like the OP fucking spell that it can be, but it'll still be good. And I believe this should be the final coal that we get, the Giant's Coal, which will give us access to the Chaos Infusion. One more Estus shard. And just go straight for the front door. Don't mess with the spider creature. We're gonna lure the fucking curse-ridden daddy longlegs outside here, right down the steps. All the way down. Get to the end, he just calms down and he will no longer attack you. Give him a little kiss if you want, and then kill him. Get her riposte. And then we get Aldrich's Ruby. And now we head back down and go join the Blades of the Dark Moon Covenant.
A blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords. Thou'rt now a blade of the Dark Moon, the only knight of our company.
What about Cyrus?
Swear
or Cirrus,
this oath,
whatever her name is.
and face thy solemn duty.
Alright. Give her the 10 and get the ring that gives you 2 extra attunement slots. In my opinion, that's a pretty powerful ring. 2 extra spell slots goes a long ways. And then kill her and get her miracle chime. But anyway, moving on, we're gonna drop down and collect these items. And in regular, your first playthrough of the game, there's only 2 items to get in the tower. If you're on New Game Plus, or maybe it's +2, there's also a 3rd item in here. But after you get 2, might as well head back to Firelink Shrine.
Oh, that crestfallen ass Hawkwood, he handed me this.
And now we get Hawkwood Swordgrass. You can head back to the Abyss Watcher's bonfire in the boss room and fight Hawkwood if you'd like to get the final Dragonstone. Other than that, give him the coal. Let's infuse our dagger into a chaos dagger, so you can accumulate all the hate mail you want. And make sure to talk to
greetings, our lord and liege. Good time is the boy awaits, so they'll make good the so till we meet again.
That way we can finish up with Anri's quest line, and then after you do finish Anri's quest, his/hers armor becomes available to purchase as well, and it's actually a really good armor set. And I went back to the Anar Londo bonfire, and we'll just backtrack down. And we pick up Chameleon. Alright, so I'm going to get his attention with a bow and bring him over to me so we can fight one-on-one and not have to deal with them both at the same time. Both of them, we pick up the Ring of Favor. And now only thing left is to go kill Aldrich. And we're just gonna make a dash straight to the boss room. This fight can be extremely difficult or easy, just depending on what you end up with, how what moves he ends up doing. I got pretty lucky, honestly. And I came back to Undead Settlement to the cliff underside bonfire. Once you defeat Aldrich, you can now finish up Cyrus's quest line and go kill Hodrick one last time to get the Hollow Knight armor.
finally found.
Ultimately, I switched to a bleed weapon. Made it much easier.
Good night, Granddad.
Such a loving family. Then you warp down to the Pit of Hollows bonfire. Get the sunset armor set. And then we're gonna head straight over to Rosaria's bedchamber. Where you can pick up one more Hyssal pick and the Xanthias crown. And since we're done with Cyrus, we're gonna give one pale tongue up. Now we really are in the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant, and Leonhard will appear at the door.
Shield that be
Talk to him, and then warp back to the last bonfire, which will just refresh this room. And now our fair maiden is dead. Pick up the Black Eye Orb, and we're off to Aldrich's boss room. Pick up the Sun Princess ring, the orb.
Blessed Rosaria.
And from that fight, we pick up the Soul of Rosaria, Crescent Moon Sword, which was his weapon, and also his mask. And now we can head back to the shrine. And then Cyrus will be here all pissy.
Your path is wholly gentle and kindled. If we meet again.
So we're just gonna kill her then. She has good defense against dark.
Yes, I see. An arrant finger you've become. Very well. I will cut each finger from your hand. Forgive me, brother.
We get her talisman, and you can also buy her armor now. And if you head outside the shrine, you can get Hawkwood's shield. As well as the sunset shield that Aldrich was using. And then next up, we're heading to the Dragon Barracks bonfire and taking on the Dragonslayer armor, and then going into the Grand Archives. We are getting very close to the end of the game, and once we do get right to the end, I'm gonna head into the second DLC, the Ring City. It's definitely going to be quite a challenge, so I'm gonna kind of consider that just bonus items that you can get, because you can get the Ring of Favor +3 as well as the defense ring, the Steel Protection +3 ring without defeating any bosses. so it's definitely worth a quick run through to pick up some items. The big challenge of the Ring City and getting into it is going to be the Demon Prince boss. That is a hell of a fight at a low level. So, alright, so we arrive at Dragon Barracks Bonfire in Lothric Castle, and we're just going to make a run straight to the boss room. And off to the right, I'm going to summon Aegon. He does pretty good in this fight. He usually stays alive throughout the whole thing. With the weapon he has, you'd think he'd do quite a bit of damage, but his actual physical attacks don't do a whole lot. The Wrath of God's weapon art that he does can do around, what, 280 to 300 damage, which is pretty good. If you haven't killed Cyrus, she can be summoned here as well, but she does freaking awful. And every time you summon a phantom, it makes the boss that much harder, yada yada yada. So I just stick with one summon. It works pretty well. And I'm going to use the mace on this, raw mace. The split damage of the dark sword doesn't do a whole lot of damage to this boss. I think his weakness is magic. So I got the raw mace, I got some pale pine resin, but I'm going to start out with using the fire buff with the pyromancy glove first. And if you do have trouble with this boss, one tactic that works really well is just do rolling attacks. So you're dodging out of his attacks or going in and doing attacks only when he's focused in on Aegon. So one hit did 132 damage. I came in here with the dark longsword and I was doing 43 damage per hit. It was just freaking awful. Oh shit. I still got the fire buff, man. This is last. Oh, there it goes. It lasted for quite a while though. Alright, let's try the pale pine resin. Shit. There we go. Oh, look at that. There was like clouds coming up out of the ground where the pilgrim butterfly landed. That was kind of cool. I've never actually looked down and watched it before. I'll pick up the key for the door and the Goddard twin swords. I'm not going to open the door quite yet. So before I head into the Grand Archives,
hello, your hand in one piece.
I'm going to come back and talk to Grey Rat. I'm going to stock up on everything that he sells that I want for now. And then talk to him.
Changed you. I hope you.
And then send him to pillage.
Thank you for placing your trust in me. Goodbye, Deuce.
So we can pick up his ashes in the next area we're going into. I'm going to talk to Yuria.
Oh Lord, I pray when them with the aid of the gods all.
And that's the last time you have to talk to her to keep that, the ending where you're the, like, Lord of Londor. Alright, so straight into the Grand Archives. I tried to put on some armor that had decent magic resistance. I don't worry too much about doing a lot of damage to begin with right here. Crystal Chime, which actually works decently well with this build. Another Chaos Gem. And after we pull the lever, we'll go in and grab Power Within, and I think Witch's Locks? Yes. I don't know how high the dex requirement is on the Witch's Locks. 17? It's doable. I think the Witch's Locks would actually work pretty well with this build as well. I don't think I've really used whips ever. I mean, I think I've played around with them a little bit, but I suppose if you're really chasing after someone, the weapon art with the Witch's Locks would catch them pretty good. Alright, so now we want to move the Crystal Sage. So I equip a bow, and I just want to get one shot in on him. There we go. Nice. And he moves to his next spot. Alright, so from the balcony where the second wax pool is, we're going to put our bow back on and finish off the Crystal Sage from here. You hit him once and it'll start the his predictable movements. In fact, let's also put on the Hawk Ring. And he'll just go from side to side. So appear on the right hand side, do 2 arrows, he'll immediately move to the left and do 2 more arrows, and then he just goes back and forth. And he's down. We get the crystal scroll, and he pays pretty good on the souls. Now we pick up the Scholar Ring, which will be much more handy than the Strength Ring. So that puts our intelligence at 20 and our faith at 25. And now we take out the last Outrider Knight. I'm just gonna shoot arrows into him until he's dead, keeping my distance. Dragging him all the way back until I can get up on this staircase here, where we are out of harm's way. Now we get his armor set. And after taking the knight out, I'm gonna head and to the elevator to open up the shortcut, and then do the spots where you drop down to get the items, including the Avalon, which it's a good idea to go ahead and throw the cat ring on. You don't absolutely have to, you won't die necessarily, but might as well. So crystal lizard first. And we'll come over to the bookcase that we opened up and grab the slab. I'm just gonna roll straight forward. And everyone's favorite invading crossbow, the Avalon. And make sure your head is dipped in wax before heading up here. Flesh bite ring. I'm gonna try and take both the crystal lizards out up there before hopping down to get Grey Rat's ashes. Oh shit. No. So we'll have to come back up here anyway. Pick up a hollow gem. Jump across the gap here, and here's Grey Rat at his final resting place. Pick up his ashes, and I'm just gonna zip right on back to the Firelink Shrine. And with Grey Rat's ashes, even though he's dead, he did manage to get some things out of Lothric Castle.
And oh, I'm sure an ashen one such as thee would never indulge such base contrivance.
And now we can purchase exploding bolts and splintering bolts. And I think there's a few other things, but those are the big two that I really want.
Back again, perfect.
And we'll also give the last sorcery scroll to Orbeck of Vinheim. I've been calling him Vendrick. Alright, so Orbeck.
Unfathomable.
Yes, indeed.
I will.
I'm gonna buy up all the rest of them. And with everything purchased,
in Vinheim, a sword when I but here all you all the if this were well, I would hate better left.
He will leave.
It's been.
And we can summon him for the Twin Princes boss fight. I think there's a lot of people that don't care for him. I think he does a great job in the boss fight. And just run from the gargoyles. And in here we pick up, I believe, the last undead bone shard. Kick the ladder down. And before taking on the trio up here, I make a dash to the elevator. That way the last shortcut is opened up in case I lose to them. We'll see. He's almost dead, but I'm gonna get spammed with spells. There we go, nice. Luckily, they only have one heal apiece. God, she is so goddamn annoying. And you get the Onacuring Ubadachi from killing Blackhand Goddard. Or... I guess that's not necessarily Blackhand Goddard. Whoever it is. One of the assassins. Kick her ass right the fuck off. Pick up the Sage's Crystal Staff and the Golden Wing Crest Shield. I'm gonna go hit the bonfire and re-up my Estus. Then I come back up and I'm gonna head for the 3 Golden Winged Knights. I'll run in and run right back out. Get him to drop down. I have the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring on. And the Hornet ring on. I'm gonna sneak up behind him and let's see how well this Chaos Dagger works on him. I wait for the first one to go by and I immediately go for the one standing there. I'll get his attention. He'll come back over. That way I can kind of keep them both in the same area. I don't want to have to worry about the guy that's roaming around catching me from behind. And sometimes he'll do a attack that will bring him over. He'll do that attack where he charges forward with his axes and he'll go right through you while you're doing the riposte. And then when you come out of it, you can just turn around and get backstab in on him. This is doing pretty good damage, honestly. I mean, I know it does really good on PvP fights, but I'm surprised at how much damage I'm getting out with on these guys. So that's definitely a good sign. And I even took the intelligence ring off. So with the Hornet ring on, and then the Faith and intelligence ring on, you're definitely going to be one-shotting people. Alright, now that he's dead, I'm gonna chase after him and get him before he gets too close to the other one. And lead him back this way. These first 2 Golden Knights are fairly predictable. The last one, the third one on the other end, is a little bit, I don't want to say like chaotic, but he's definitely more unpredictable. He does things that don't really make a lot of sense. So you gotta be a lot more careful with the last one. After the first backstab on him, I go for the stairs. We'll go up and get the Hunter's Ring. grab this guy and run around the building. And that's all three of them down. We get the Titanite slab. And over here on this rooftop, at the end is the last Estus shard. So we're full on Estus and full on bone shards. Down below in the cage, we'll pick up the Divine Pillars of Light Miracle. Hop out, grab one more Blessed Gem. Make our way down to this guy. Do not lock onto him. I find that when I lock onto him and then attack, I'm more likely to drop off the edge. And after those two chests, that's everything out of here. We'll have to take the that shortcut elevator up one more time and make our way towards the boss doors and unlock the final shortcut. And if you want to farm souls, you can definitely come up here and kill the Golden Knights repeatedly. It's pretty good for acquiring a lot of souls with all the items that increase the souls that you gain. I found I timed it one time. I think I did it for like 10 minutes or something like that. And then I did the same amount of time with the Lothric Knight at the first Lothric bonfire. And I actually got more souls from doing the Lothric Knight repeatedly because he's so close to the bonfire. You can kill him so much more quicker. He's not worth as much souls, but how quickly you can do it, they add up faster and you end up with more. Plus he drops the chunks just like the golden knights do. But he can also drop the sunlight medallions and his armor set and his weapon and everything like that. So you can also sell the extra armors and weapons and everything that he drops for a few more souls. So it definitely is more profitable to farm the Lothric Knight rather than the Golden Knights. Unless you need their weapons. But anyways, I'm babbling on. Grab the Titanite slab, head back to the Firelink Shrine. We want to use up the souls we have and get ready. We're pretty much moving on to one of the last boss fights, so. And before I go fight the boss, I'm gonna talk to Patches real quick.
Hey, I haven't seen him if you know. I don't.
Because Grey Rat's missing, he won't sell you anything, but once you kill a boss, he'll start selling you stuff again, and he gets like 1 or 2 more items added to his inventory. Nothing special, but you know, it all makes a difference, I guess. And I changed to the raw Dragonslayer axe. Does pretty good against the older brother, so. And from the Dragonslayer armor boss bonfire, we'll backtrack to the elevator. And I'm gonna summon Orbeck. Buff up with lightning. Lightning works really well here. This fight isn't too bad. Just focus on dodging as much as you can. Dodge and then hit. Don't force the attacks. Let them kind of come at naturally at the openings you get. Ooh, that was close. He's already almost dead. Oh, come on. Ah, I missed the riposte. I'm trying to buff my weapon. Stay alive, Warbeck. Where'd he go? The second half his attacks are a little more staggered. Perfect timing with the pestilent mercury. I love that pestilent mercury. I think it's freaking wonderful. Can he just kill himself in it? I didn't know he could damage himself. Shit. Now that this fight's over, Orbeck heads up in the upstairs part of the Grand Archives. We're gonna go grab his ashes to give to Yuria. A shortcut elevator. Orbeck is sitting in a chair with a stack of books beside him, dead. Pick up his ashes. And while we're out and about, back in the lock cell where you got your Miracle Merchant, Morn is here laying dead. You pick up his great hammer as well as his shield. Now back to the shrine.
Thine, but so that we...
And then we give Orbeck's ashes to Yuria.
As it is a law.
To get the Marion Blade.
Honorable, so that...
Which, if you didn't know, raises your damage by 20%. Your damage output by 20% when your health gets low.
Let her grant death.
Alright, well that's pretty much it. This is the full build pretty much. Got a dark longsword, chaos dagger. We got the pyromancy flame, where you have access to black serpent, which is what I prefer. You can definitely use the black fire orb or the black flame. Boulder heave, Karthus arc, like chaos bed vestiges. All of these pyromancies are available. You can also use faith decently well. With 2 slots you can use Tears of Denial if you want. Life Hunt, Scythe, Dory's 9, Deep Protection, Dark Blade, Force. I don't mess with sorceries a whole lot, but you know, great magic weapon is available. Homing soul mass. Snap freeze. But that's it. The final build, the way I'm gonna have it. We got 28 vigor, 12 attunement, 22 endurance, 13 vitality, 12 strength, 10 dex, 20 intelligence, and 25 faith at level 35. Got a Hornet ring, Scholar ring, Priestess ring, and Prisoner's chain. Alright. Well, hopefully that helped you. Hopefully it helped someone out there. Hopefully I didn't take too long putting this together. I know I talk kind of quiet. So hopefully I didn't bother too many people. I usually play late at night after I put my baby to bed. So I have to be quiet while I'm out playing. I am going to do one more video. I'm gonna head into the Ring City DLC and get just quite a bit of things out of there. I'm not gonna try and kill the fuck is the dragon's name? Madir. I'm not gonna try and kill Madir. That is a frickin' pain in the ass. The only way you could do it, I mean, is reallocate your points and use Pestilent Mercury on him. It's doable, but I don't think it's really worth the hassle, unless you want to use that katana. I don't think I'm gonna try and kill Gale either. But I'm gonna go in, get the Ring of Steel Protection +3, Ring of Favor +3. You could even use the split leaf greatsword you get at the beginning. I think there should have enough points to be able to use that. There's definitely some more dark gems in there and whatnot. And if you can get the mask that raises dark damage, that's always a plus as well. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, anything you get out of Ring City is just going to be like icing on the cake for this build. If you want Uria's items, you can kill the final boss and finish that ending out so you can get everything from Uria. I mean, if you don't care about that, you can always kill her to get her items as well. But yeah, alright, go and invade. Go fuck up some fucking low level gankers with their high level phantom summons. They deserve to die. Have fun. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate you if you made it all the way to here.